We got a 2002 Honda Civic EX that we're working on today, and for this job we're going to be focusing on the inner and outer tie rods. Now, when removing an inner tie rod from a vehicle, you might think to get yourself one of these tie rod removal tools. Well, throw this away. It's not going to help you with this car. How do we know? We just fiddled with this thing for like 8 hours using this. Turns out there are bolts inside the engine that prevent you from seating the tool onto the tie rod properly. This is the old tie rod. Now, this screws in to a component in the engine, and there is a bolt that directly comes out at a 90-degree angle and prevents you from using that tool. So what we did instead, and honestly will be much cheaper, is get yourself a 1 1/8 inch crow's foot. In this case we used a 1-inch crow's foot and I cut it to size. Would not recommend doing that. It's kind of a hazard. That being said, OSHA is not in my shop right now, so we got that cut to size, and then we used a bunch of extensions. Now, if you have a 1/2-inch drive version of this tool, probably a good idea because this sucker was welded in there with rust. But luckily, we have the human Hulk with us, our friend McPartman over here, and he was able to manhandle this sumbitch on out of there. So basically, we come in through the same port you would use the tie rod tool, only you're going to seat this crow's foot onto the nut. Like so. And it's a little tight because I cut this to really close. Oh, I had it there for a second. Hold on. Well, point is, it seats on like this, right? And you're going to turn this. You're going to turn this, and that's going to rotate it free. And this is going to fit into this really tight access that you have a lot better than a tie rod removal tool, because otherwise you'll have bolts in the way that prevent you from being able to do what it is you want to do. Not only that, but it turns out the tie rods for this car are actually too long to fit in a typical tie rod removal tool. So you couldn't even get this thing to work in the first place because you have these slots right here where the little U-shaped bracket, which we won't bother with right now, is supposed to fit, but it don't because this tie rod is too tall.
This is a smaller one, but
yeah, this is what you would usually use, which is basically like a crow's foot, and it would sit down into the recesses right here, and it would lock in place. But again, tie rod's too long. So crow's foot, get 1 1/8 inch size, and you should be golden to do what you need to do. All right, so this is how we got the crow's foot.
send it to my hands. Alright, down.
Your hair's in the way. Send the crow's foot through there so that it can get on the tie rod, the inner tie rod's nut, and then you can crank on it with the wrench to undo that inner tie rod. And that's how you get it out. You don't use a tie rod tool, you use a crow's foot.
But we run the risk of burning up the boot on the other one.
Move the plug nuts.
Oh shit.
I saw something getting there.
But I can't seem to. Oh shit! It is working. Here, get this out. Get this out of my way. Get this out of my way.
Oh wow. You got it.
Ah! It's going right.
Hold on. You gotta show the camera. Got it? All right.
I said it was coming with me.
Hey,